Hello, my dear children. Good morning. Let us continue with the class. Okay, so we have started with this with a new chapter of history. We saw it yesterday in the previous class, right? And we have also discussed about the initial phase, or you can say the beginning of medieval period in India, and who were the one those who were dominating during this period, what were the reasons, who which group dominated, right? And on what basis this group got its name and all. So we have seen in the last class. Today let us continue. Page 129, right hand side, second paragraph. Establishment of the Delhi Sultanate following the arrival of the Turks from the northwest and setting up of the Mughal Empire were the two most important political events of that period. That period means the medieval period. And it starts when? It starts from 700 to 1700 CE. Huh? Underline this: establishment of the Delhi Sultanate, after which the arrival of the Turks from the northwest and the setting up of Mughal Empire. Okay, these were the two most important political events of this medieval period. So the first one, the establishment of Delhi Sultanate, along with the coming down of the Turks. First one. Second one, the setting up of Mughal Empire. These two were the main event which took place during this medieval period. That means which took place during 700 to 1700 CE in India. In between, now, feudalism, or you can say the royal practice of granting land to nobles in return to tributes and military help, was a significant political trend of this period. Another feature of this particular period was that feudalism. You can circle the word, it's a very important word, feudalism. It will also help you in your, you know, senior classes when you will go to your next standard and all. Feudalism is one kind of in Europe, it was mainly practiced. Okay, it's basically a European term. In Indian system, you can see it's quite similar to this zamindari system, but not zamindari. There's a difference. Okay, what is the difference? Let me tell you that first of all. Feudalism means it's a kind of a royal practice where, supposedly, say I'm the king, I'll be granting land to, to a person who will be considered as a feudal lord. That particular will have huge area of land, and from that land, whatever earning he or she gets, that man whom I have granted, or the tax which he gets, he or she will be able to, make use of that particular money which is being generated from that land. But the land which the king has granted, which I have granted, for example, is not free of cost. In return, that particular man will have to give tributes, okay, and also military help whenever any kind of this, what do you call, need arises. For example, say I'm the king, I granted land to you, okay, a huge area of land to do farming, or that particular land again further you can give it to the tenant, to the farmers for farming purpose, and from them you can generate money, whatever you do. But now say I'm going for a war, I'm going for a war with a neighboring kingdom, okay, with another king. So, and in that scenario I'll be requiring army, soldiers, troops. Then I will tell you that I need 100 man, I need 100 soldiers, and you will have to send 100. How you will you send, from where will you send, that's not my lookout. I gave you land to earn money, right, to, generate money from there. In return, now I'm in need, I need support from you. Send 100 people, 100 troop, soldiers I need in my, what do you call, in my troop, in my team, so that I'm going for a war. This is what is called feudalism. And this, in fact, this particular trend, this particular culture, even this started during medieval period. So there is another feature of medieval period. Next, the important social trend of the medieval age included the proliferation. What is proliferation? Circle the word, new word, you have to get the meaning. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Yes, feudalism, circle the word feudalism, tributes, proliferation. All right, be handy with this meaning. So, the important social trend of the medieval age included the proliferation of new caste, the rise of tribal groups with their own distinctive identities and customs, and a sharp distinction between rural and urban areas. The flourishing of trade and the introduction of a more systematic assessment of land revenue where the significant economic trend of the medieval period. So basically, this para is telling us all the special features which took place during the medieval period, okay, in terms of economy, in terms of politics. Economy means finance, politics means the governing system, all right, and in terms of social, cultural rules and all. So the this we have seen in terms of this political, what happened? That's feudalism in terms of this political arena. Now we will see in terms of social society. In terms of social, it was this proliferation of the new caste, the rise of tribal group with their own distinctive identities, and also customs, rituals, okay. And in terms of economy, it was the flourishing of trade, the expansion of trade, and the introduction of different system of assessment of land revenue, of land taxes, different system of, like, what do you call this, I gave you example like this feudalism, zamindari system and all these things. These are different sort of, extracting taxes from the people. These things came up during medieval period. It was not there prior to this. In the spiritual sphere, this period marked the emergence of new forms of Hinduism and Islam, which were more assimilative in nature. Religious, religious reforms in the form of bhakti and Sufi movements triggered some of the major developments of the period. In the sphere of architecture, distinctive styles and technologies arose, thereby adding to the grandeur and magnificence of medieval India. All right. The next development, the next changes which took place in medieval period in India, one by one, different category. When we talk about the spiritual category, during this period, what happens? This the new forms of Hinduism, the new forms of Islam, this all originated. Okay, this started coming up in the society. It's people started absorbing new way of Hinduism, new belief, new culture, and all. In fact, this religious reforms, the religious changes, which this took place in various forms. It took place in the way in the form of bhakti, in the form of Sufi movement, and this religious reforms, this religious changes, you know, it was also one of the main reason for the major development of that period. That is in terms of spiritual. Next, in terms of architect, when we talk about architect, the if you look at some of the olden temples that we have, okay, temples, mosques, church and all, whatever. So in terms of, in some of the oldest church are there, this what you call in the Goa and all. If you go there, it's lovely, it's very, different. Even temples also in the southern part. And if you talk about mosque and all, so in sphere of architecture, the different styles, which is one of a kind, distinctive styles, the different technologies, okay, this all came up during that era, during that period, and which added the beauty of our country. Next, we have the cultural diversity. So, in simple term, the differences, so that means you talk spiritually, you talk in terms of architect, you talk in terms of economy, you talk in terms of social, or even in terms of political governance. There were many changes which took place, many new happenings which arose, which came up during this medieval period in India. That is what has been described. So, if we sum up, see the last para, page number 130, left hand side. In all, widespread cultural diversity was the hallmark of this period, which went on to enrich India's culture and history. So, summing up all those things, as I told you, whether it's economy or social or political or architect or spiritual, so many changes, so many happenings, new happenings. Okay, so there was a widespread diversity. Okay, and diversity means different types, various types of culture coming up, and this was a kind of an identity, a stamp, okay, on India's culture and history of that particular period, which we have even today. The next topic that we have is key changes over 1,000 years. Key changes. Key means the main important changes, the main point, which took place over 1,000 years. All right. The next topic, I will do one thing, because when we start the key changes, under key changes, there are again various subtopics like the changes in terms of coins, changes in terms of monuments, buildings, and also those I'll cover up together in one class without breaking so that you understand. So today I will end it up out here. Page number 130, left hand side, the last para. Remaining I shall do it in the next class. Go through the text, study well. God bless you all.